All right, College Algebra Exam 1 Review 1.1 through 2.8. Use open intervals to determine on which the function is increasing, decreasing, and are constant. Okay, so we're wondering about use open intervals to determine on which the function is increasing, decreasing, and constant. All right, so let's scroll down just a little bit. So first, let's look at increasing. So let's list out the increasing. Okay, what intervals? So it's increasing. All right, so it has to be going up from left to right. So left to right down, left to right up. So starting at this point, through this point, it's going up, right? So this is a -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay, so we can easily see it's from -5 all the way up to -3. So -5 through -3, it is in fact increasing. Let's see if it's increasing there. From -3 to -1, right here, it's not increasing. And then from -1 all the way here, you have a 0, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so then from -1, all the way up to +1, it's still increasing. Then it goes all the way down from there. Then it goes over from here to here. So that looks like from 4 to 5, it's increasing. Okay, next they ask for decreasing. Okay, cool. Decreasing. All right. So from -infinity, which is over here to the left, so from -infinity, and it looks kind of like an 8, all the way up to -5, it's decreasing. Oh, any other places? It goes up, flat, up, and then down. Okay, so from here and then down here, it's going down. So it looks like from 1 all the way up to 4, it's also decreasing, and then it pops back up and goes flat. Okay, that's it. Now we have constant. It looks like from here to here, it's constant. So -3 to -1. So -3 to -1, it's constant. Then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes back up, and then it flattens out. And up here, it's understood to the right is infinity, positive infinity. So it starts at a 5, and it goes all the way to positive infinity. So that interval right there goes to positive infinity, a constant. Okay, so we're going to determine if it's an even, odd, or neither function. All right. Now, you can tell by the exponents. Here we have an even 8, and then we have an odd. Now, since this function has even and odd, this is neither. Oops, sorry, can't spell. Neither. Okay, let's look at the next one. Has an even. This is an even function. So that one right there is even. So that one turned out to be pretty easy. All right, so find an equation in slope-intercept form passing through the -3, 6 and the 3, -2, and graph. Okay, so we want to find the slope-intercept form. Now, slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. And they want to pass through two different points, this point and this point. Now, to come up with an equation, generally speaking, you want to put it in the point slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m multiplied by x minus x1. Now, this requires a slope, and it requires a point, right? So point 1 would have x1, y1, right? So it turns out we do have a couple of points, so I could say this one is point 1. It doesn't matter which one you label as point 1 and point 2. And we could say this one's point 2, so that could be x2, and that could be y2, right? So we have a point, check. So that part's good, but we don't have a slope. Okay, well, luckily we have an equation for a slope. The slope formula is it's rise over run, okay? And rise over run would be, I'll even write that out. So it's rise over run. And what it means by rise over run is the vertical change over the horizontal change. And the way you find the vertical change is you find the difference in the y's. And where you try the horizontal change, or the run, is you find the difference in the x's. Okay? And the way you find the difference in the y's is literally what it sounds like. You subtract. How do you find the difference between two y's? Well, I subtract it, and I find the difference, right? How do you find the difference in the x's? Well, I subtract the difference on the x's. Okay, so you don't have to know the rest of that, but you do have to know this part right there, the last part. Okay, so we do have points, but we do not have a slope. Well, can we find the slope? Yeah, we can find the slope. I labeled all the points, so it should be easy, right? So first thing I need is the y2. What's the y2? -2. Minus, what's the y1? y1 is 6. What's negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8. All right, cool. Now, what else do we plug in? Well, we plug in x2. What's x2? 3. What is x1? It's negative 3. Now, notice it's minus negative 3, not minus 3. You have to make sure you have both those negatives in there, otherwise you're going to make a mistake. Okay. Now, 3 minus negative 3 is the same as 3 plus 3, which is 6, and negative 8 over 3 is a negative. It really doesn't simplify very nicely, though. So something like negative 4 thirds, like that. Okay, so we have our slope. So now we can plug everything in. So it's y minus y1. What is y1? It looks like it's a 6. What is m? It looks like it's a negative 4 third. What is x1? x1 is over here, which looks like it is a negative 3. So we end up with y minus 6 is equal to negative 4 thirds. X minus negative 3 is the same as x plus 3. Okay. Now, we're almost done, but we need to solve for this y. But before we solve for the y, we want to simplify both sides, including distribution. So we're going to say y minus 6. Negative 4 thirds times x is negative 4 thirds x. And negative 4 thirds times 3 is negative. Now, the 3's are going to cancel out. Let's do a little side work. So this is saying negative 4 thirds times 3 over 1. 3 cancel out, 3 cancel out, leaving negative 4. All right, so we end up with negative 4. So plus 6, cancel, cancel. Y is equal to negative 4 thirds, x plus 2, right? Negative 4 plus 6 is 2. Okay, but we're not done because it wants us to graph this. It wants us to graph this. That's okay. The y-intercept, right, the y-intercept is equal to 0, 2. And the slope is equal to negative 4 thirds. That's how we can interpret that, right? That right there. And this 2 over there goes over here. Because we solve for y, we put in the slope-intercept form. So we have slope, and we have the y-intercept. That's why it's called slope-intercept, right? So first we can plot the 0, 2. Just go over here and plot it. Use different colors so you can see it better. So we plot the 2. Woo! Okay, and then we use the geometric interpretation of the slope, which is negative 4, vertical change, negative 4 down, positive change, 3 to the right. So it's going to be negative 4, and then it goes to the right 3 to there. Okay, and then we draw a line through it. And we just do our best to make that straight. I could come up with more points. I can make a chart and come up with more points, but that's basically the gist of it, just like that.